Hi, welcome to Stuff Using Scraps, a channel where we take things that could be considered as trash and give them a new life. My neighbors have thrown this rocking chair. It's old, dusty, stained, and while it's not looking that good right now, I want to make something out of it. First step will be to disassemble the chair. Should not be too hard. Some nails may be a little more hard work to take out, but with a pair of vice grip, I managed to take most of them out. After it's all in pieces, we will give these a little sanding. I use 50 and 150 grit. They look not too bad after the sanding, but I'm still not satisfied with the way the wood looks. We might have to find another solution. Lately, I found the existence of a really cool looking type of wood on the internet, and I got inspired by it. It's called rainbow wood, and as its name suggests, it has a lot of colors. I wanted to recreate some kind of funky colored wood, which brings us to the next step of this project, the painting phase. I chose to do a pour paint over the different pieces of the chair. I wanted to give the feeling of a colored wood, a little bit like the rainbow tree. So I started by hanging the pieces in the direction I want the paint to flow. I will start by mixing glue and water to a ratio of 70% glue and 30% water. Once this was done, I could start on the most crucial part of the project, getting the right consistency of my paints. You see, pour painting is a mix of paint and a pouring medium. While there is a lot of pouring medium available out there, I found that a base of glue mixed with water was the best option price-wise. After the mix is done, we can divide the pouring medium in different cups for our colors. We can then add paint to our pouring medium and not the other way around. I find this way easier when it comes to mixing them together. Otherwise, some paint will just stick at the bottom of the cup. The ratios are approximately 1/3 paint for 2/3 of pouring medium. Again, this is just a suggestive ratio. The best advice that I can give you for your paint is to get it to a consistency that resembles honey. This is probably the most important step and it should not be neglected. Also, make sure that the consistency is relatively the same for all your paint. Otherwise, your paint may start mixing in some undesired ways instead of layering together. Now, one may ask, but what kind of paint do you use for this? While this could, I guess, still be subject to experimentation, I use a high viscosity student grade acrylic paint. There is no need to buy expensive paint over here. We just need a paint that's thick. After you've done mixing all your paints, you may have a few bubbles coming on top of your paint. These will dry as is, if not popped. The heat of a small torch should be able to take these bubbles out in a matter of seconds. Now don't go too hard, you don't want to burn your paint over here. Next step will be the layering of the colors in your pouring cup. Just know there is no right or wrong way of doing it. It all depends on the type of finish you are looking for. As you see here, I'm doing really small pours of paint on top of each other. This will result in a more intricate layering of paint in the end. But I could also want to have a more neutral look and then do big layers. Do as you feel. Here we are, the most exciting, anxiety-filling part of the process. Pouring down the paint and hoping it does not ruin everything. Now you may choose a normal canvas for this part. which I would totally recommend instead of doing a chair. This will probably make the project 100 times less messy and 300 times easier. As you can see here, the paint is not naturally flowing all over the piece when I pour on it. A good way to fix this issue is getting your piece wet before pouring the mix on it. Usually it can be done with some extra paint, but because I have got so much paint that is going to be dripping, I will be using what will drip to wet my next pieces. Hey, it's starting to look like something nice. I love the way the colors layer together. It kind of gives a space vibe to it. Here is also another way to fix a little spot of missing paint. Just gently tap on it. Once you are done, let it dry for at least 5 hours. If your canvas is standing flat, there will be more paint on it, and you may want to let it dry for a longer time before touching it. Then, if you're not done, simply repeat the whole thing. For this chair, I end up doing 3 different pours for all the parts. Once it was dry, I started putting the whole thing back together using a mallet and 2 wood clamps. I found some old TV tables, or perhaps a new seat. After giving them a quick wash, I decided to dye them because they were definitely going to need it. I chose a dye that would work on polyamide and followed the instructions on the label for the quantity. After letting them soak in their hot bath for a while, I took them out and soaked them in a bucket of cold water with a little bit of vinegar in it. And this is what it ended up looking like. Final step, I'm going to secure the cable with a knot and start wrapping it around the apron. When a roll of cable ends, I use a fisherman's knot to attach the next cable to it. And so, this is it. I had a lot of fun doing this project, and I hope you found it nice too. Here's the final result. I like it a lot. Really gives the impression of a rare colored type of wood. Now, is this project perfect? Far from it. I ended up breaking a couple pieces on the chair in the process. But still, for a first project like this on a chair, I don't think I could have expected a better result. What do you think about it? Thank you for watching this video. Have a good day and see you on the next episode. Whoa. I also want to send a huge shout out to PRODD RIDDIMAN for the music in this video. Alright, bye!